and welcome back to my channel. Today I want to be talking about cleaning when it comes to hamsters, how often you have to clean their cage. And first of all, I think hamsters are really easy to take care of, especially when it comes to cleaning, because there are a lot of other pests where you have to clean a lot more than you have to do with a hamster. Once a week you have to spot clean the cage, and every 6 to 8 weeks you have to clean the entire cage. So let's start with talking about spot cleaning. What does that entail? Well, first of all, if you have given your hamster some fresh food, you have to take it away a couple of hours after you've given your hamster some fresh food, so it does not rot. And remember, when it comes to hamsters, they don't really need fresh vegetables. As long as you give them the right food, you don't have to give them any fresh vegetables or fresh things like eggs or anything like that. But you can give it to them. Just don't do it very often, because they might get an upset stomach if they get it too often and get too huge an amount. Give your hamster vegetables or the fresh things maximum 2-3 times a week, and a very little amount, because they can get an upset stomach and that can turn out really bad for them. So just remember, when it comes to fresh food, give them with a small amount, and remember to clean it out not so long after you've given it to them, so it does not rot in the cage. When you give them small amounts of fresh food, there's also a lesser chance of it rotting, because then they'll probably have eaten it if they like it. Just otherwise, once a week you just clean out the places they pee and poo a lot, and their wheel. You clean their wheel because they use it a lot, and just think that's the most hygienic thing to do, because sometimes they also pee in it. And I also clean their house they have been sleeping in all week, if they sleep in a certain spot all week, if it's a ceramic house. And I just go to their bathroom, and in my sink in the bathroom I just clean the things that's made of plastic and ceramics with a sponge and some warm water and a little amount of neutral soap, and then you just remember to rinse it really well when you're done with that. And then you take a towel and dry everything off that you have just washed, and then you put it back in their cage. And when it comes to cleaning of their entire cage every 6 to 8 weeks, you have to remember that how often you have to clean that cage really depends on how big it is. And people do this in different ways. Some only remove some of the bedding and some remove all of the bedding. So you just have to find out what works best for you when it comes to that. Personally, I remove all of the bedding, clean everything in the cage besides things made of wood, and the water bowl. I rinse the water bowl every time I give my hamster fresh water. After throwing all the bedding away, I take the bottom of the cage and I put everything that has to be cleaned in there, and then I just do the same as I did with the spot cleaning. I use a sponge and I use some neutral soap, and then I just clean it with that and rinse it really off at the ending. And when you have dried everything off and put new bedding in, it's very important that you sprinkle a good amount of the old bedding around the cage, so it still smells like the hamster, and the hamster gets a little stressed after having the cage cleaned. So this is a very, very important step. And this is why some people don't take all of the bedding out, only take some of the bedding out, because then it still smells like them. But you can do it either in this way, or when you're done and cleaned the entire cage, you can take some of the old bedding and just sprinkle it around. It's just really important, so that it still smells like the hamster and it's less stressful for the hamster when they're getting their cage clean. And also, if it doesn't smell like them, it would also begin to smell nasty quicker, because then they're really trying to make it smell like them. Remember to put some fresh water and some food back in the cage when you put everything else in the cage again. And I'm just going to show you a short clip of what my hamster's cage looks like after it has been cleaned. This is just how I do it. You should always listen to general recommendations and what works best for you. I hope you got something out of this video, and I'll see you soon. Please comment, like, and subscribe if you like my content.